Hey guys, Jano Zero, how you doing? I hope all is well in YouTube land. Whatever part of the world that you are in. Okay, anybody and everybody who has fished for any amount of time, we all have a fish story. And I have a new fish story. This happened to me just a few days ago when I was out fishing on the Ohio River. This actually happened. It's a true story, but I do not have a cell phone, so I don't have any way to take pictures when I'm out fishing. And this was a day when I didn't have the camera with me because it was kind of misty and cloudy. And so I don't have any kind of video or photo evidence that this happened. That is why it is not anything other than a fish story now. I was fishing the Ohio River. And I caught, if not one of the biggest fish that I have personally ever caught. It was a nice big blue channel cat. If I had to take a guess, I would guess he was in between 25 and 30 pounds. He was about as big as my leg. Whenever I was pulling him up, I lifted him up. My fist fit all the way in his mouth when I grabbed his mouth to take the hook out of him. And I was holding him up to my waist, and his tail was dragging on the ground. He was caught. I landed him, I unhooked him, and I put him onto my stringer for safekeeping, and he was there for a couple more hours that I fished. I watched him splash around, and so as I was getting ready to leave later on that morning, I packed up all my gear, I put my backpack on, I grabbed my rods, and I went to pull my stringer up, and the fish was still on the stringer. I pulled him up out of the water. He was, flopping like fish do, and then all of a sudden he flopped off, hit the bank, and flopped into the water. And I could not, for the life of me, figure out what had happened with my stringer to where this big fish was able to get away, because I was all excited to come home and put a picture on Facebook and show off, my big fish. And man, it just broke my heart. I just stood there for at least 5 minutes just trying to figure out what just happened, because he was on the stringer. He was caught. I caught him. He was caught. He was there on my stringer, getting ready to take him up, put him in the truck. I couldn't figure it out. I came home. I was very disheartened and frustrated. Was talking with my roommate Mary about what had happened. And that is when she discovered that the ring at the end of your stringer, they have a ring to where you, when you hook your fish up, the first fish on the stringer, you can put it through. That way, this is what actually holds the fish so that they don't get away on your stringer. This is when she discovered this is the original ring on the stringer. The fish was heavy enough, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this or not, to where it spread that ring apart enough where the rope slipped through. And as the rope slipped through, the stringer pulled through the fish's mouth, and that is how he was able to get off of the stringer. I have since beefed up my stringer with a chain link. That is not going to spread apart. This is now my new and improved stringer. So instead of being able to show off a big beautiful blue cat that we could have had several different suppers on, instead all I have now is a fish story. Mine actually happened, and a lot of dudes, man, have had things like that happen. Stranger things have happened, but this is my strange thing that has happened. So all you fisher dudes out there and dudettes, share your fish story, make a video and put it in the link in the comments about this is our fish story, this is what had happened. I would love to hear some other fish stories, the ones that got away, things that happened. I had a basket full of bluegill and a big alligator came and ate them all. Those kind of things. I had a big giant 12-pound bass and I opened up the live well to put another one in and he jumped out and got away, those kind of things. I know they sound ridiculous, but they happen. This actually happened to me. I had the biggest fish that I've ever caught get away because he bent the little ring on my stringer. Oh, man, I just could not believe it. But now I do have a new nemesis. That is my nemesis fish from now on. And I'll be back out trying to get him again. So let's hear about your fish stories, y'all. And also check your gear. If you do have a stringer, sometimes the stringers will not hold those big fish unless you beef them up a little bit. So if you have one of them screw together chain links and you want to replace the little weak ring at the end of your stringer, I would recommend it anyway, so that you don't lose your big fish and end up having to tell your fish story. So there you have it, guys. Let's hear them. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you guys watching, and I am going to especially appreciate the stories, and especially the video responses of everybody else sharing their misfortunes with all the rest of the community and the viewers. So you guys have a great rest of the day. God bless. The end. Buzz, buzz, the end.